This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I am at a loss for words. A subscriber by the name of Christopher Chadsey passed this along to me, and you have to see it. It's about a 5-minute clip that I'm going to play now, and this is the type of stuff that's apparently humorous. This is the type of stuff that's going on YouTube that doesn't get censored, that gets monetized. Pretty amazing to me. I want you to watch the video I'm going to play. Just warning you that it's probably going to get your blood boiling. But again, of course, it's done in the name of humor, right? It's done because, oh, come on, they're being ridiculous. They're just joking around because it's such a funny thing, right? How sick do you have to be to even think of doing this as some type of humor video on YouTube? Unless you have something else going on. How sick do you have to be to build the cage that this guy's about to build? But take a look at it yourself. It's called How to Trap Toddlers. It's unbelievable.
What I have here is a mock-up of our toddler trap. And for those of you who follow my other YouTube channel, the Catfish and Carp YouTube channel, you may recognize this as the squirrel trap I built for my squirrel trapping video. The way it works is pretty simple. It's basically a box with a sliding door and a trigger in the back. When the trigger gets sprung, down goes the door, and your toddler is trapped. Pretty cool knife, huh? I made this from a farrier's rasp. If you want to see that video, check out the link in the description below. Perfect. So let me show you my favorite toddler bait. Here we go, guys. Donuts. Assorted dozen. That'll definitely catch some toddlers. I know my local ones like chocolate and raspberry filled, so that should work really well. To set the trap up, what you do is you take this stick with the notch, you put it through the hole, and just catch it just barely on the edge of the wood. And then it's perfectly balanced. We're going to take one of the donuts, we're going to put it back behind the trigger. All right, now the trap's baited, and we're ready to catch ourselves some toddlers. We caught ourselves a big one. Oh, look at that. He's a crazy one. All right, guys. Well, we caught one, and he's a big one. Oh, be careful. Now, these things can really bite, so don't put your fingers inside the cage or they will take them off. Isn't that right? Now, here comes the tricky part. We've got to transport them. So I got myself this burlap sack, and we're going to try to get him inside. Oh, no. Get him in there. Get him. Yeah. Oh, get him in there. All right. Okay. There we go. Well, we got him subdued and in the sack. How's that donut? Good. Once you have the kid secured in the bag, you want to sedate them with some basic chloroform. Now, I know everybody has their own secret formula that they like to use, but basic, good old-fashioned chloroform is really hard to beat. Works every time. All right, so we got one in the bag, but that does not solve our problem. You got to get all the toddlers out of the house, or you're just going to have the same issues. All right, so let's rebait the trap and see if we can catch another one. Oh, what do we got in there? Oh my goodness. All right, let's see if we can get this one in the gunny sack. We're going to tie the boots up with the good old-fashioned constrictor knot. All right, now I'm going to chloroform them. Works every time. With trapping children, you tend to get the big ones first. So I'm going to reset the trap and try to target the smaller ones. And for that, I'm going to use a different type of bait. This formula works really well for the little guys. All right. Oh, hey, we got another one. Let's check him out. Let's see. Oh, look, we caught a little one. Oh, these guys are easy to deal with. Let's get him in the gunny sack. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a nice one. Let's go ahead and put him in the sack here. Got him in the sack. Just spray him with the chloroform. And then you're good to go. All right. That's 3 of them. So we've got 3 kids in the bag. We're going to put them on top of the car. I'm going to drive them out to a spot that I've got planned to relocate them. I'm going to show you how to safely relocate children. All right? Let's get them on top. Man, I am so glad I invested in these roof racks. I use these things all the time. All right. All right. My bad. My bad. Oh. Oh, they're starting to wake up. Oh. Starting to wake up. Chloroform's wearing off. Oh, there you go. There you go, little guy. Yeah, go play. Go play. Okay, there you go, little guy. There you go, go play. Go play. You know what? You're kind of a cutie. I just might keep you. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more great videos from the Outdoor Boys YouTube,
you can't make it up. I mean, you really can't. And people will laugh. They'll be like, hey, it's funny, right? I mean, not only, putting the kids in the sack. I know when he threw the sack, the kids weren't in the sack. But, putting them in the sack, putting an infant in the sack, how to trap, 2-year-olds, right? Oh, we get the donuts. I know the toddlers around here love the creamy donuts. I mean, all the innuendo is just disgusting. This world is just sick. It really is. I can't even believe that this is the type of stuff that YouTube allows to be on here because they say that this is some type of comedy. And every day, all of us content creators in the truth movement get our videos demonetized or get our videos blocked or our videos hit with strikes for speaking about questioning some things going on in the mainstream media. It's unbelievable. But this isn't about that. This is about how sick our world is. This is about this kind of crap becoming normal, right? If you're somebody out there and you look how many thumbs up it had compared to thumbs down. I mean, what is funny about it? What kind of sick sense of humor do you have to have? Right? You could see even on the box in the beginning, he had the skull and bones logo on there. You see the skull with the bones, right? No surprise there. But I mean, how sick do you have to be to watch that and be like, oh, this is funny. This is funny. What kind of warped sense of humor do you have? Goodness gracious. And this is just a guy you would think was just some normal guy, right? Oh, and he's making YouTube videos. I mean, he went to the effort to build that cage. How much money and hours did that cost? Even if it took him like 5 hours for a comic relief video. I mean, this is sick, right? And then somebody could be like, hey, this guy should be looked at or investigated. And they go, oh, give me a break. He's just joking around. But they'll investigate people like us, right? You know, I get told all the time, I'm one of them because I talk about it and try to shed so much light on it that I must have an issue. I mean, that's how sick people are out there because all I want to do is help. And people like this actually create a cage and a video and then put their own children in bags. And they go, yeah, we're just joking around. Nothing needs to be investigated. Nothing should be looked at. I'm not saying that this guy is or isn't doing anything. You know, who knows? I mean, can't even imagine how many people are. But, you know, you got to have something wrong with you mentally if you're making videos like that and putting it on YouTube and you're putting your kids through that. Because you know what? Even if your kids think you're joking, that's still traumatic for you know, what was the littlest one? Maybe a year, not even? You know, that's how trauma-based mind control works. Because you might be like, oh, he'll never remember. She'll never remember. Oh, you don't think so? You don't think the little kid who's like 4 who ran in there to get a donut, oh, that's not traumatic for him being trapped in a cage, even if it's for 2 minutes, and then thrown in a bag? Gosh, these people are just sick. I don't even know what else to say. This is probably the sickest thing I've ever seen in my life on YouTube, or at least one of them. Just another day, right, with these people normalizing this stuff, telling us that this is humor, because that's how they get away with it, right? Call it art, call it humor, and you can say or do what you want. Unless you're people like us or you're Christians, then you can't speak. What a joke.